From 16 WAPT News, this is a special report.
Campus lockdown over.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Brittany. Earlier today, around 10:20, a maroon alert went out on the campus of Mississippi State University that there was an active shooter on the campus. And we do have new video in this morning of students reacting to the alert and also reacting to that active shooter.
Come out over there by Carpenter, too.
Oh, there they go, they running. Oh, my God, dude.
He must have gone to Union.
He must have went.
Now, the video you're looking at right here is students running away from the student union on campus, which is not far from Lee Hall at the drill field. Students are running. Like I said, an active shooter was reported on campus early this morning. The maroon alert went out at around 10:20, and the school was sent on lockdown. Students and faculty told to remain in their classrooms, remain in their dorm rooms, and the campus was a ghost town for several minutes after this lockdown went into place at around 10:20. Now, Mississippi State spokesman Sid Salter had this to say about the lockdown earlier.
Our students were told to seek safety. They did. MSPD has apprehended a suspect, and that suspect is in custody. No shots fired. We have not found a weapon, and the university has just telling students that they're free in their shelter, and we will resume classes at 2 p.m. this afternoon.
So the lockdown is over?
Yes.
Again, the lockdown at Mississippi State University is over, and according to Sid Salter, they will resume classes at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And Brittany, when this happened, a lot of maroon alerts started going out.
That's right, and that is the way that we get that emergency information at Mississippi State. You can follow their Twitter account, but students enrolled at States and some parents as well can get that information tweeted or texted directly to their cell phone. So here's just a breakdown of the timeline of the maroon alerts that were sent out. So earlier this morning, around 10:20, the first maroon alert went out that said active shooter reported at Carpenter Hall, last seen in the vicinity of Lee Hall, seek safety immediately. About 10 minutes later, the second maroon alert came out saying suspected shooter in custody, seek safety until further notice. And the third maroon alert that came out, no injuries reported at this time, no reports of any shots that have been fired. And the most recent maroon alert that has come out has said no injuries have been reported related to the initial report. So something that parents and just family and friends of any state students want to hear. The latest maroon alert says no injuries have been reported related to the initial report. So as I mentioned earlier, Marcus, that maroon alert is a way that parents and students can get emergency information from Mississippi State sent directly to their phone.
All right, and if we can, let's try to go back to the arrest picture of the suspect in custody. We have the picture. You see it right there. Police officers with the suspect in handcuffs. And, you know, according to Mississippi State University officials, the lockdown is now over after that suspect was arrested. You see him right there being led out by police officers. Now, this happened in a very populated part of campus. So for now, we're going to go to Hadass Brown, who can show us exactly where the incident took place. Hadass.
Well, Marcus, as you mentioned, a very heavily traveled area of campus. We're looking at Mississippi State's 3D map right now. For those of you who may not be too familiar with State's campus, here is the drill field. It's about a 5-minute walk away from Davis Wade Football Stadium, which you can see up there in the corner. Now, the shooter was first spotted around Carpenter Hall. He was taken into custody later around Lee Hall and the Student Union. This is where most of our pictures were coming from. Again, a very heavily traveled area for students. A lot of classes around the area. It sent the whole area into lockdown, but that lockdown now lifted at this point.
All right, and now also we have received several phone calls from concerned parents and also family members. Brittany, I know you and I, we both went to Mississippi State, and we have been receiving text messages and phone calls from concerned parents of students who are still there at Mississippi State University, and, you know, just folks wanting to know what's going on.
Yeah, and I actually got a chance to talk to my professor, my meteorology professor, Mike Brown. He was currently at Hilbin Hall when all of this went down. He said that basically they locked down the entire campus. They really didn't see anybody driving or walking around when that initial maroon alert went out. He just saw a ton of police cars merging right into the center of campus where all that activity went down.
And as you can see from this video again, you see students running away from the student union. According to William, who shot that video, he believed that the active shooter was in the area of the student union, maybe have even went inside of the student union, but we don't know that. But he believes the active shooter was in the area of the student union, and he was arrested around the Lee Hall area, like Hadass was saying, near the drill field at Mississippi State University. And this, like we talked to Sid Salter earlier today, this situation, thankfully, it was not worse, and the maroon alerts went out quickly, and students and faculty barricaded themselves inside of their classroom. We had a photo that showed desk and chairs. You see it right here in front of the door, barricading themselves inside the classroom and making sure that all students and faculty were safe.
And just to recap one more time, if you are just now joining us, the latest maroon alert that came from Mississippi State around 11:37 this morning, it says no injuries have been reported related to the initial report. So that lockdown is over. So far, no official reports of injuries. And that Twitter handle for the MSU Maroon Alert, if you have kids there or just friends there, it's at Maroon Alert. So that's where you can get the updated information straight from Mississippi State. Also, you can keep updated with us, and we'll continue to give you more information as it comes in.
And we also want to reiterate that there were no shots fired, according to Mississippi State faculty and staff, and according to their administrators, no shots were fired, no injuries reported on campus. And again, Mississippi State spokesman Sid Salter said the lockdown is now over and classes will resume on campus at 2 o'clock this afternoon.